All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakahakodash. Next, I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Lord's elect. To my left here are the end time headlines. One of my favorite topics. Robert Bigelow claims he was in the Oval Office with President Trump discussing UFO disclosure. We're going to summarize this. The so-called UFOs, those are the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the vehicles of the angels. Robert Bigelow's claim of Oval Office meeting with President Trump on UFO disclosure. Billionaire UFO researcher Robert Bigelow claims he met with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office to discuss UFO disclosure. Bigelow urged Trump to make a public statement confirming a non-human presence on Earth, suggesting specific wording for a brief exchange with reporters. He proposed a statement: a non-human intelligent presence has been on Earth for a very long time, using spacecraft and with performances completely beyond our capabilities and our human physics. Right, because that's the Lord. You see, those are the angels, man, and they're getting ready to invade this place and take you damn devils down. And y'all are gonna try to fight the Lord on the second coming. You see? Let's get into it, man, because this is the great battle, the war of Armageddon. That's the end of you devils, man. Zechariah 5 and verse 1. The flying scroll. This is a chariot, and they come in all different forms and shapes. They can transform into whatever they want, something out of this world. They're living beings. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and it shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. You see? That's the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up down thine eyes, and see what is this that goeth forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance throughout all the earth. Now when you get that word ephah, it says a dry measure of quantity equal to 3 seahs or 10 omers. Now, when you look this up in what an ephah is, it gives you a picture that holds 10 omers. It looks like a so-called UFO because those are the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, a wheel within the wheel. Let's get that in Ezekiel 1. Let's get that. Bear with me, Salakia. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance as their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went up their four sides, and they turned not when they went. This is what this devil's talking about. They're moving in different ways. We can't understand it. You see, they how can I say it? They don't turn how you would think. No, they go up, down, straight, left, right, left in the blink of an eye. You see, these devils are scared. And what did Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi say? Hear ye the word which Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You see, we know what they are. They're the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And the Lord's getting ready to bring it forth, and it's going to enter into your house. You see, Psalm 68 and verse 17, the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi are 20,000, even thousands of angels. You see, the Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. You see, the chariots. You see, those are the Lord's angels. Those are the vehicles of the angels. You see, these devils scared, man. They're moving in ways that we can understand. Duh. It's Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. See, you devils think that y'all are, man. Let's get Revelation 1 and verse 7. They're also known as clouds. You see, behold, he cometh with clouds. And those are the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. Even so, amen. Now let's get Habakkuk 3 and verse 8. And it reads, was Yahawah, this is when the Lord returns, man. Was Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation. That's how the elect is getting out of here. You see, the chariots of salvation. Remember, behold, he cometh with clouds. Revelation 11 and verse 12. You see, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, who? The elect of the nation of Israel, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. You see, and their enemies beheld them. The chariots of salvation, the clouds. Those are the chariots of the Lord, man. That's how the elect is getting out of here when the Lord commands his nuclear missiles to be shot off to destroy Babylon the Great, to make it uninhabitable. It will be wholly desolate. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. America is split into 10 FEMA zip codes. And in the earthquake were slain of men, 7,000. That's the number of completion. And the remnant, the elect, were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. You see, the Lord is coming at the climax of World War III, because it will be nuclear. Those missiles belong to the Lord. Let's get back to it. Matter of fact, let's go to Acts 1. That's how Yahawashi left. And the angel said, look, man, he's coming back in the same manner. But he's not coming alone. The ascension. Acts 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up in a cloud. All praise to Yahawashi. And a cloud received him out of their sight. You see, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, and he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel, the angels, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahawashi, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. You see, a cloud received him. That's how the elect of the nation of Israel is getting out of here. A cloud is going to receive them, and y'all are going to see it. Y'all are going to see the elect get out of here. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get the account with Elisha. I believe that's 2 Kings. Let me see if I can get it. 12. Oh, it is too. But all praise to Yahawashi. I believe this is it. Yep, this is it. All praises to Yahawashi. I thought it was 12, and you see, the spirit made me hit 2. The Lord is beautiful, man. The Lord is beautiful, man. Bear with me. Actually, no, this is not it. I don't think. Yeah, no, this is not it. Oh, yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Slack it. Verse 9. And it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. See, Elijah was getting ready to go back to the spirit world. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. You see? So if you see me get beamed up, then, you get a double portion of my spirit. But if you don't see me, it ain't going to happen. You see? And Elijah said, you asked a hard thing, but there's nothing too hard for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen, the angels thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his clothes and rent them in 2 pieces. Because Elijah, if you will, he died. You see, he went back to the spirit world. You see? And yes, they've been here. You devils have old technology. The Lord has given you puny, mortal, fleshly weapons, man. The Lord got something that y'all ain't never seen before. This Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi we talking about, man. Isaiah 31, let's get that. Verse 3, now the Egyptians are men. In America, it's spiritually known as Egypt. You see, now the Egyptians are men and not Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And their horses, their military powers, their weapons, flesh and not spirit. When Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they shall fail together. You see, for thus hath Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi spoken unto me, like as a lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. You see, the Lord's going to come down and fight for the elect of the nation of Israel. You see, as birds flying, the chariots of Israel, man, so-called UFOs, as birds flying, so will Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it. And passing over, he will preserve it. You see, as birds flying, right? As birds flying. What did Elisha tell his, I believe it was servant? He said, there be many. There be more with us, man. Remember, as birds flying. As birds flying, man. Let's get that. like it. If we get this is good too. It says, be strong and courageous in the NLT. Don't be afraid or discouraged because of the king of the Assyria or his mighty army. You see, for there is a power far greater on our side. Remember, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is with us, because these devils are waging war on the nation of Israel. As it tells you in Isaiah 8 in verse 9, a believing remnant. You see, NLT, huddle together. You nations, all you heathen, and be terrified. Listen, all you distant lands, prepare for battle, but you will be crushed. Yes, prepare for battle, but you will be crushed. Call your councils of war, but they will be worthless. Develop your strategies, but they will not succeed. For Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is with us. You see, I believe that's... Bear with me, Salakia. No, I thought I got it mixed up. Bear with me. 2 Kings 6 and verse 17. I get these things mixed up sometimes. So let's get that. See, these heathen nations always has plotted against the nation of Israel, the children of Israel. And the Lord, man, the Lord be with us. You see, the Armenians plot to capture Elisha. Let's get this account. Then the king of Syria warred against Israel and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such a place shall be my camp. And the man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Assyria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto him, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? You see, and one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. Why? Because surely Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi would do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. You see, the Lord gave Elisha the blueprint, just like in these days, the Lord has given us the blueprint. We know what these devils are getting ready to do. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. You see, so they sent a military, an army after him. And they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, so Elisha's servant, was risen early and gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? So his servant like, yo, what we gonna do? What's getting ready to happen? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahawah, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. You see, they've always been here. That's our protection. Be not dismayed at the signs from heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. They're moving in ways that we have no. Yeah, of course. That's Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, our God. 2 Kings 13 in verse 3, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. You see, that's Yahawashi in the heavenly host. He's not coming alone. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Why? Because Yahawashi is going to be on his fathership, the chariot. You see, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. Because the chariots, they shoot out concentrated nuclear fire, something that cannot be explained in human words. You see? Let's get that. For behold, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will come with fire, and with his chariots, so-called UFOs, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall be many. You see? And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. You see? They're going to try to fight the Lord on his second coming. And it tells you that in Revelation 19 and verse 19. It says, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. This is what we're reading in 2 Kings 13. You see? Verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. You see, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. That's Yahawashi's fathership, a so-called UFO, the chariot of Israel. You see, and after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. They're going to be so scared that the Lord's going to have to put the spirit on you devils and make you fight. You see? The coming of Hamashiach, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. We just read what that white horse is, pure power. That's Yahawashi's fathership. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. You see? Let's get that. That's that cloud, man. That white cloud. That's Yahawashi's fathership. Revelation 14 and verse 14. It says, the reapers, Yahawashi is the true grim reaper. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud. You see? And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man. You see? But let's get verse 6. But I beheld and lo, he had braved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. You see? Having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap. For the time is come for thee to reap. For the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle in the earth, on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Right, that's what the war is about, man. The Lord is delivering you. The Heavenly Father, Yahawah, is delivering you to the grim reaper, Yahawashi. And he's going to reap you devils, man. You heathen, you rebellious Israelites in the valley of Yahawashi. And Babylon, the great America, will be completely destroyed. Joel 3 and verse 2. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Yahawashi. You see, over there in the so-called Middle East, there I will judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, and for dividing up my land. They threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. They traded boys to obtain prostitutes, and sold girls for enough wine to get drunk. So in verse 9, the Lord says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You see? Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. You see? And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahawashi. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, there go that sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. In NLT, thousands upon thousands are waiting in the valley of decision. There the day of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will soon arrive. You see? Verse 16, the Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. You see? So shall ye know that I am the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. You see, that's what's getting ready to happen. That's what the war of Armageddon is about, man. 2 Ezra 13 and verse 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You see? And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and a sign shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest, as a man ascending. And when all people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have won against another. You see, he's coming in the climax in the midst of World War III, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, that great mountain, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. You see, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked adventures of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen to the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. See, it's the war for it all, man. It's the war of Armageddon. It's the war for it all. Revelation 16 and verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, Har Magadwan, mountain of troops. That's what it means. Armageddon means mountain of troops in the Hebrew, man. See, it's a war for it all, man. It's a war for it all. And the Lord ain't gonna show no mercy, man. I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. Habakkuk 3:16. When I heard, my belly trembled. Maslakia. Again, when I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Jude 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi cometh with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all. You see? And the Lord's going to bring it forth, man. Shalom. Repent, you Israelites, man. Turn back to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Shalom.